It might be hard to believe since we're right in the thick of it, and I get it, but The Summer I Turned Pretty is coming to a close, at least the version we know now. I know they've talked about maybe spin-offs or something like that, but the 3 books that have been written by Jenny Han are almost over being adapted when season 3 airs its series finale next month. So that, of course, leaves a pretty big hole, I would say a summer-size hole, since The Summer I Turned Pretty has kind of had a chokehold on the summer programming for the last few years that it's been out, for Amazon to try and figure out what they're going to have now to be their new hit series. They've already tried with We Were Liars. Not my cup of tea. I don't like the book though, so I didn't even watch the TV show, so maybe if you like the book, it's a good TV show. I don't know. I don't keep up with it because honestly the only thing I care about is that Hamish is in it, like the guy who's going to play him in Sunrise and the Reaping is on it, and I think that's cool. Another series that they have currently in development is the Off-Campus series by Elle Kennedy, which is another one I want to talk about because they've shared more about that production, so I'm assuming that one is going to be coming out sooner potentially, but I think the biggest bet that they have for obviously filling the summer void is the series adaptation of Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I am actually really excited for this. I didn't know much about it till the cast was announced, but the cast definitely has my interest piqued for multiple reasons. So Every Summer After is a really cute book. It is about the main character, Percy, who is kind of living her life away from where she grew up, and she's just discontent. She's just not feeling like everything's connecting, and she's kind of wondering if she made a big mistake by leaving behind what she knew and leaving behind the boy that she fell in love with. So the cool thing about the book that I really think is interesting is the setting of it takes place over 6 specific summers and then also a weekend when she's returning to her town for a wedding, and it's about her reconnecting with this potentially long lost love that she has named Sam, and I just think it sounds so cute, and I definitely think like it's got that kind of summery vibe that could fill the void from The Summer I Turned Pretty, but I also just like the idea of it taking place over like 6 different summers and seeing how Sam and Percy go from like friends and study buddies and everything like that to being like each other's loves of their life, and then how they lose that and hopefully get it back. So it is being turned into a series, which I initially thought was interesting because I haven't read Carly Fortune, so I wasn't sure if this was going to be another The Summer I Turned Pretty kind of thing, or Off Campus where it's like, this series and season is about this couple, and then the next book is this couple and everything like that, but it would appear to just be one book that has a bunch of different characters in it. Like I said, the cast is what has me quite excited because I think it's a really fun cast, kind of full of like people that you might know from some things. Like they're in things that I feel like have just been on the cusp of kind of making them more well known. So I feel more comfortable in being like, I kind of know what some of them are from, and I kind of know that they have the acting chops to handle it, and I also know that they're very pretty. So the main character, Percy, like I said, is going to be played by Sadie Soverall. She is what I most know her from is the Winx Club, the Netflix adaptation that came out a little bit ago. She played Beatrix, who was like honestly one of my favorite characters. She was so rude and tough and gruff, but like I just really loved her, and I thought she was a really fun character. Winx Club, this is important to know as you'll see afterwards, but I honestly like, I know it wasn't everyone's cup of tea, and I know it wasn't a super great adaptation of Winx Club, like it left a lot of the fun and the color out of it, but the fact that we got a live action adaptation of Winx Club in general was kind of fun, and I feel like it was like definitely a period in time where it was like, I think the actors themselves were so genuine about being in a series and like being excited for the Winx series that you kind of felt that passion come through even when the characterization wasn't the most too canon as it could be. And again, it definitely felt in that time of Riverdale where they were like, let's take all these like fun, colorful childhood things and make them dark and moody. And I think we all just kind of wanted a fun, colorful Winx adaptation, so that's why it didn't quite stick. But like I said, I do feel like if you take out the Winxness of it and how it does have this other thing that it is based on, I think it was a solid story with a lot of good like romances and storylines and stuff like that. So that's why I think this is going to be really fun to see her in a leading role. And like I said, Percy is kind of the driving force because she is the one who made this choice to move away and not have contact and everything. So then when she's coming back for the weekend, it's kind of thinking of all those choices and did you make the right one and how can you know if you made the right one and all that. So I'm really, really excited to see her. I think she's going to be really great in the lead role. Then we also have Matt Cornett as Sam, who is the love interest, the leading boy, and I really, really like him. So he is from Zombies 3, I think is his first one that he's in, and maybe Zombies 4 he's in. I have to be honest, I'm behind on the zombie movies. I love the first one, but I haven't watched any of them since, just because I love the first one so much that I don't want them to tarnish how much I love the first one. He's also EJ in High School Musical, the series. It's always a tongue twister to say that title, but I really liked him as EJ. I think he was like a little cutie pie, and like season 1, he was more of like a tool, and then season 2, he became more of like a genuine person, and to see the growth that he had in that character and how he was able to portray like 2 very different versions of him, I think has me really excited, and I'm excited to see him as a leading man, because if you watched High School Musical, the series, he kind of gets screwed over time and time again with the love interest, and I really liked him and Gina as a couple. I guess I was in the minority on that because everyone on Tumblr was for her and Ricky, which is, that's fine, have that. Literally there was a year where like every single couple I shipped didn't end up together. It was them, and then it was Felix and I can't even think of her name, but Felix and Victor's sister from Love, Victor. They didn't end up together. Like, I was like, I have a curse this year that like every couple I like doesn't end up together. But I really like him. Like I said, I think he's a really cute guy. He has like these like really amazing eyes, and I think he is just like leading man and love interest material. So it's gonna be fun to see him in that, and I'm just so excited. Like, it's always fun to see someone who like was on one show, you know, kind of with Beatrix in Winx Club, who was on one show and you know them as one character. You didn't see them in anything for a while, and now they've got this big project. I think it's just kind of fun, and I've always really liked him and thought he was really cute, so I'm excited that he's got another big project coming out. After that, we have Aurora as Chantal. This is one of Percy's friends. I don't know anything she's from that I could find originally. She was in Westworld, When They See Us, and Chaos, which are not things I've watched but I know are highly regarded. So I think she's going to be a really fun addition. See, this is where I thought when you get into like the other girls and the guys, I thought like this was originally like book 1, book 2, and I don't know exactly what the relationships and the romances are with all of these, but I'm excited to figure that out. Then we also have another one that I'm really excited for, Abigail Cowen as Delilah, who's another friend of Percy's. I love Abigail Cowen. I think she is so cute and adorable, and the funny thing is she is actually also from Winx Club. She played the main character, and again, she was another one that I think, even though the show wasn't the best, she was just so excited for the Winx and for like her character that enthusiasm definitely like made you feel like, all right, we've got someone who really adores the source material in the show and is trying her best. And I do think she is someone who has not got that like leading role yet that I think she is capable of. Like, Winx obviously was a good role, but also like not a lot of people watched it, but I feel like she is really, really cool, and I'm just excited to see her in something else too, because again, another one that like, gosh, are we talking like almost 10 years ago? Like, I don't want to get that far behind, but like, it had to be at least a good like 7 or 6 years ago. Like, I saw her in something, and now it's like all this time later as I'm growing up, I get to see her in something else, and I just think that's really, really fun and interesting. Then rounding up the boys, we've got Michael Bradway as Charlie. This is going to be Sam's brother. I, again, don't know him from much. Chicago Fire. Oh, he was in Marked Men, which I haven't watched, but I'm curious if that's going to be another one, because there's a bunch of books in that series, and they did the first one, which was with Chase Stokes and his love interest, but it's about a bunch of brothers, I think, so there's like a book for each brother. So I don't know if like the plan is to make one, because it's like you see these movies and you're like, okay, clearly like no one can ever make a sequel to this, and then we have like 6 after movies, so like someone wants these, and I kind of like trashy romance like adaptions like that, where it's like made on a very small budget, but you get the whole series. So we'll see if there's more with that. I do love that apparently he posts a picture of him eating cereal shirtless with the book. That's just a vibe, I guess. And then last we have Joseph as Jordie. He is such a cutie pie. He was in Motorhead, which is another thing that I want to watch, but I also think it might have got canceled. There were 2 shows that I kept seeing like YouTube edits for like couples in them, and one was Motorheads and the other was like Ransom Cannon, and I think Ransom Cannon is the one that got canceled, but it might be Motorheads, and I just don't want to devote my time to another show that's just inevitably get canceled. I realize the irony of that as I'm speaking about a show that has a good chance of inevitably being canceled, because like you never know with streaming nowadays what they keep and what they don't. But I'm really excited for this. I think it feels fun. It feels interesting. The cast is like some like, I don't want to say up and comers, but like kind of like a cool, it feels weird to say generation, but you know, like cast of like these people who kind of were like related. Like we've got 2 from Winx Club, we've got like 1 from High School Musical, the guy from Motorheads who I think Love Victor is also on that show, or someone on that show. It's just kind of like all these like young Hollywood people who are connected through shows in interesting ways, and I think it's going to be really, really fun to see. I'm always excited for more romance adaptations in general. There's a lot that are in production and farther along in production than you would think, like have cast and scripts and all that, and aren't just like picked up to maybe be, you know, turn into something one day. So I'm really excited for all of them and to see how they develop and what the final product is. I'm definitely going to be checking out this book and seeing how I like Carly Fortune books, because obviously I've heard a lot about her and I just haven't got around to reading them because I have millions of books in my TBR pile that I need to get through first. But this has me excited for it, and I think it's going to be really, really fun. So yeah, if you have read the book, seen the casting, or just excited for the show in general, let me know your thoughts about it down below in the comments, and who you're most looking forward to, like which scenes, everything like that, and what other books you would like to see adapted. I am very excited to say that my favorite romance book, You Deserve Each Other, is getting adapted into a movie with a pretty good cast too. So I'm on cloud 9 right now. But yeah, let me know what you thought about it down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!